We now turn our attention to boxing and the upcoming fight on the 3rd of December 2022 being held at Tottenham Hotspur Football Stadium. We've got Tyson Fury defending his WBC World Heavyweight title against Dereck Chisora. The odds, we've got Fury an outstanding, overwhelming favourite at 1-16, the draw 33-1, Dereck Chisora 12-1. So it's a fight that's been foisted upon us. Fury could have taken some more difficult tests if he'd wanted to, but I think the reason this fight's been made is because of the date that Fury wanted to fight. He wanted to fight this year. Usyk made himself unavailable, having fought Anthony Joshua. That's fair enough. Fought Joshua recently, wanted a bit of time with the family or time to prepare for an undisputed fight. So fair enough. I think he made himself available early in 2023, or in the first quarter of 2023. Fury said he wanted to fight now, having fought in June against Dillian Whyte, having won by knockout in the 6th round against Dillian Whyte in an impressive victory. So Frank Warren and Fury have gone for Chisora, a fan favourite in the UK. Looking at it in a cynical way, it looks like a payday sort of fight, where Fury feels like he's able to have a fight, fill a stadium, sell some pay-per-view tickets, not risk too much, not risk his undisputed fight against Usyk, and still make some money. And Dereck Chisora, coming to the end of his career, be able to have the fight, also make some money for a retirement fund. That's looking at it cynically. Does Chisora deserve a title shot? He's coming off an impressive win against Kubrat Pulev. It's a thin decision, but it's still a win over Pulev. Not really, he doesn't really deserve a title shot, but it's the fight that we're getting. It's a trilogy. They fought twice before. It was an entertaining fight, the first fight actually, quite a while ago. I think we're talking about 12 years ago. Second one was about 8 years ago. Fury won the first fight, I think. Yeah, he won fairly conclusively. Chisora had his moments, so I remember Chisora rallying in one of the late rounds. I think he was defending a title in that fight, Chisora, and he put in a concerted effort. There was a few good rounds at the end, but Fury got the win. Second fight was a conclusive win for Fury. It was a slow, torturous battering for Chisora, which was stopped eventually. Fury was well ahead and there was no point continuing. So where they are in their career now, Fury's flying high. He's the king of the division, really, with those wins over Wilder. Big win over Dillian Whyte by knockout, an authoritative win. And then we've got Chisora coming to the end of his career. He is coming off a win against Pulev, but if we look at his record, there's 12 defeats on his record, 33 wins as well. Tyson Fury 32 wins, no defeats, 1 draw. That draw against Deontay Wilder in the first fight. So just looking at the fight straight up, you'd say Tyson Fury is an overwhelming, deserving favourite. 1-16 odds imply he has a 94.1% chance of winning the fight. Chisora out at 12-1. We're talking about a 7.7% chance statistically, and a percentage rise of him winning the fight. I think those odds seem about right. I think some people may say Chisora has a bit more of a chance than 7.7%. And in which case they might think it's worth having a go on Chisora. I don't think so, and I haven't seen many people picking Chisora in this one. I think Fury, deserving favourite. He's got all the attributes. Big reach advantage, 2 wins in the bank in the past against the same fighter. In the peak of his career, confidence boosting wins over Wilder. Authoritative wins against Wilder and Dillian Whyte. He's in the driving seat at the moment in the division. Chisora coming to the end of his career, this could be his last fight. If Fury defeats him in outstanding style, then he might call it a day and just take this payday and end there, adding his 13th loss to his record. The danger for Fury is if he takes it lightly. He might think to himself, I know Chisora, I've beaten him twice, know him well, he's a pressure fighter, should be able to keep him at distance with the left jab. Fury's very good at managing range with his left hand. He doesn't let fighters get closer than he wants, and he knows Chisora's dangerous on the inside. Chisora's a pressure fighter, comes forward in bursts in fairly crude fashion, but it's that awkwardness that makes him a threat. He shook up Usyk when he fought him, made things difficult for him. Will he make life difficult for Fury? I doubt it. Fury knows what he's dealing with. So it's all about Fury's outlook, really. Chisora's looking for one big punch, isn't he? He's got looping punches, looping hooks, throws punches from all over the place. If one lands clean, even if one did land clean, Fury, with his powers of recovery, we've seen him knocked down by Wilder numerous times, and he's found a way to get up. I do think the Wilder fights took a toll on Fury. I know he came out victoriously in those fights, but I do think taking those heavy punches from Wilder, being dropped in the first fight, dropped in the third fight heavily, I think they might have taken a small toll on him, but he still won conclusively, and he's added more strings to his bow with Sugar Hill training him. Chisora's gone back to Don Charles, his old trainer, who knows him well. I don't know if that will actually help his efforts. It should. I would have thought it would, fighting with one of the trainers that's been in your corner most of your career, and they do have a very special connection. They're very close, and I think Don Charles in the corner is an asset for Dereck at this stage of his career. They know each other. He knows what to say to get the best out of Dereck Chisora, so I think that is an asset. Chisora's dangerous in that he has a unique level of determination and endurance and durability. That's what he brings. War Chisora, he embodies that. And if he can put in a concerted effort, I think, I'm not going to say he can win, but he could maybe spring a surprise in the sense that the fight could be more difficult than we think. So that brings me on to the betting. So 1-16 for a Fury win. It's not going to make anyone a fortune unless you put down a fortune, so we'll forget that. If you're looking for value, just looking for a decent number on a Fury win, Fury on points is 11-4. So if you think Chisora can put in a concerted effort and survive 12 rounds, that's an interesting price, nearly 3-1. I actually think the banker, the most likely outcome, is Fury by stoppage. And the price you can get for that, widely available, 1-3. So again, you've got to put down a fair bit of stake to make it worthwhile. But, I don't really believe in going at short odds too heavily. But in this case, we do expect Fury to win easily. As long as he doesn't treat it as a sparring session. What if it is? You've got to be careful. What if Fury takes it lightly and just works the jab, keeps it rangy, showboats, and takes it easy on Chisora? I don't see him losing the fight. But what if he leaves it to chance and just wins on points? Then you've got a problem if you've gone for those odds. But I think generally 1-3 for the Fury KO is a fairly decent bet. I think Fury's got enough in his armoury, and Fury, let's put it out there, Fury's got an ego on him. He'll want to win in style, really. So hopefully he won't just make it into a sparring session and pay out at 1-16. Hopefully he'll get the KO and pay out at 1-3. But it isn't inconceivable that Chisora puts in a very durable, determined effort and stays on his feet. Maybe he's thinking about his dignity, doesn't want to go out on his back. And then Fury wins on points at 11-4. So those are the two bets that I saw. That the banker, the most likely one, being the 1-3. But it bears consideration whether Chisora will put in a great effort or whether Fury will take his foot off the gas a little bit. But we're definitely going to be a Tyson Fury victory. I can't see Chisora winning this one. But it'll be entertaining in that they're two personalities. I don't think the styles actually mesh for a hugely entertaining fight. The reason being is that Fury can dictate the distance, and with the length of his jab, he can negate all Chisora's threats. All the threats that Chisora gives you by getting in close, getting inside, and throwing barbaric shots from different angles. Fury negates by just keeping you at a distance, with his height and reach. So he did that in the second fight to devastating effect. He didn't let Chisora get close, and it was a slow, torturous defeat. It had to be stopped. And I think that Fury might also... There's a lot of psychology going in this fight. Fury's had a lot of stick. We've seen this interview of True Geordie recently, where True Geordie's questioned whether the fight should go ahead, questioned whether Fury's just taking a soft touch or just having a payday with his mate. And the interview ended badly. Fury was insulted and threw a few insults at True Geordie. Maybe Fury will just want to come out and make a statement make out that, he just wants to put his authority down, win by knockout. He won very impressively against Dillian Whyte, who, at the time of the fight was thought of as a top 5 contender, and he put him away easily. So he should be putting Chisora away, should be dispatching Chisora, really. So maybe Fury will want to make a statement and get rid of Chisora in the early rounds. And I think that's the most likely outcome. I don't think it's good for Fury. If it goes to points, I don't see how it really will look bad. It will look like he took the fight lightly, took an easy touch, and then didn't deliver the knockout that the fans are expecting. So let's say that Fury takes it seriously, gets the job done in style, and that 1-3 banker pays out. So that's my views on the fight. Those are the 2 bets that I thought were interesting. Please give your comments on what you think about the fight. Do you think it's a fair fight? Do you think it was a fight Fury should have gone for? Do you think you've seen any value out there and any good betting odds you've seen? Are there any betting angles you've seen? Give your opinion. Enjoy the fight on Saturday, December the 3rd, and I'll see you next time.